let's try to split this data down a little bit and look at different views to try to figure out, okay, what's going on here. So the first split we're going to do is we looked at all the HCPCS and we split them between what we consider a specialty drug, which are typically high-cost biologics, or drugs used for orphan indications, versus non-specialty drugs, which are steroids, antibiotics, things like that. If we're focusing just on the non-specialty drugs, what you can see here is that there's a price increase in 2014, 2015, but then in 2016, there starts to be a decrease. And this is interesting, right? And it's also not unexpected because, these are not specialty drugs, these are not high-cost biologics. And as you can tell by the generic and brand lines, most of the generics that we saw in the previous overall view, they're coming over here. They're in the non-specialty area. So the non-specialty drugs are the ones that are bending the curve down. Now, if we're looking at the specialty side here, and focusing just on wholesale acquisition costs, this is pretty much, for the most part, what we're expecting, right? Is that we got the HCPCS price trend at 6% in 14, and then it's been dropping since starting in 2016. And again, this might be related to that agreement I talked about earlier, where the manufacturers, a lot of manufacturers have said we're not going to increase more by, greater by from single digits. So from a mixed rate, in 16, we found the trend to be around 3%, and then in 2017 it dropped even further. But then in 2018, so far, it's jumped back up to 3%. And if you look at the generic and brand drugs that are the components of that, it's a complete flip here, right? Is that most specialty drugs are brand products, and there aren't many generics out there. Most of the generics that you're going to see are obviously not, the ones, especially drugs that are not biologics but are high-cost products.